Hi, friend. I had to pull this up because it's so awesome. This is from Bloomberg. Here is the latest poll from Iowa, just from Iowa. Trump and Ben Carson at 23% each. Next is Carly Fiorina, then Ted Cruz, then Scott Walker. Carly Fiorina with 10, Ted Cruz with 9, Scott Walker with 7, Jeb Bush with 5. 5. If you add up Trump and Carson, Fiorina and Cruz, right? Three of them are not in office at all, and Ted Cruz is considered an insurgent candidate. He's in office, but he's never played the game there. That's why the Republican establishment hates him. This adds up to 65%. 2/3 of the voters of Iowa who vote in the Iowa caucuses, 2/3 are going for people who are not political establishment professional candidates. All of the rest. Jeb Bush is at 5%. I mean, 5%. Do you realize how bad that is? Do you understand that his $100 million sitting in his super PAC is not going to do much for him? 5%. And then look at Chris Christie. Go down the line. Scott Walker, I think, was at 7%. These voters who the friends in New York mock, all right? The hayseed people out there. Actually, no, that's how Southerners would talk. Yeah, these hayseed people, we're the joke to them. You get it? We're the butt of their joke, but they're the ones that are ignorant. I want you to go ahead and use that line any way you want, all right? Somebody who is ignorant and they're protected by a fortress of arrogance. That's what we're dealing with. And so because I do television for a living, well, I don't make a living at it, but because I do television, I watch what these people say. I hate it. I watch CNN, I watch Fox. Why would you watch CNN? So I can figure out what the adversaries are saying. Why would you watch Fox? Because a broken clock is right twice a day, and I'm a big boy, and I can figure out when Kelly Megan is wrong, and she's becoming more and more wrong as the days go by. But anyway, I digress. These people in New York City and in D.C., the professional politicians, they are wringing their hands. They can't figure it out. How could Donald Trump, loudmouth Donald Trump, and understated Ben Carson be tied for first in Iowa? And Trump is ahead in every poll on a state level in the first 4 primary states. He's throttling everyone. So they make up every excuse they can. Well, it's a summer fling. You know, when Labor Day happens and the fall gets here, people will really start to focus, and then they're going to dump Donald Trump off like the bad hairdo that he is. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. And then they talk about money, and I want to laugh. You see, here's how this game works. I'm a journalist. I work at the Washington Post. I work at the New York Times. I work for NBC in Washington, D.C. Okay, I'm a political correspondent. I have in my phone a series of phone numbers, of contacts. I've got my contacts for inside of the government. I've got my contacts at Boehner's office. I've got my contacts at Mitch McConnell's office. Then I've got my contacts for the Second Amendment, if I cover that. I've got my contacts for the pro-life movement. I've got my contacts for the pro-choice movement. I've got my political insiders who are on staff for Boehner and McConnell and who run campaigns. I know how to get through to, what's Bush's guy, the one I despise so much? The one who got George Bush II into office, Karl Rove. I despise him. They've got contacts. They've got Karl Rove's number. If not Karl Rove, second tier political analysts, people who run campaigns, people who do media buys. And it's a big deal, a huge deal. Please understand this. I've been in this world for 30 years. It's a huge deal for these analysts and these people to get a phone call from someone at the Washington Post who says, hey, Bob, can you explain to me what's going on here? Hey, Bill, tell me, what's your opinion of what's going on here? They have to have an answer. Well, Trump's just a summer fling. Well, Trump doesn't have the infrastructure. Well, Trump doesn't have seasoned political activists with him. Well, Trump hasn't been raising money. Trump doesn't need to raise money. Do you understand the liquidity of this man economically? But these people in New York and in D.C. are so ignorant and so arrogant that they can't step back and actually read the tea leaves. They can't actually see what's going on. And it's this, that we despise them. We despise what they've done to our country. We despise what they've done to education. We despise what they've done in the entertainment industry and how they're corrupting our children. We despise how they squander our money with their useless and godless government programs. We despise the way they've treated our veterans. We despise their ignorance over ISIS and Islamic terrorism. We despise the fact that they can't even utter the words Islamic terrorism. Okay? We loathe what they stand for. They can't figure it out. And so now what's happening, and oh, by the way, one other thing. You know, I still am not at the place where I trust Donald Trump. I make no bones about it. But I see him as an instrument in the hand of God. And here's how. The Republican machinery. No, you know what? Let me take a break. Can I take a break? I'm going to take a break. And when we come back from this break, I will explain to you through this hand how Donald Trump may be an instrument, a blunt object in the hand of God to bring judgment. Don't go away.